Welcome back. It's a fantastic afternoon, not too much happening on the NSC, but we want to understand what's been happening in the insurance sector. The numbers that have come through, at least from the publicly listed companies, have all been negative, with the exception of Jubilee. To understand this sector and to get deeper insights, we are joined virtually by Mr. Washington Daguerre. Washington is the chairman of the Bima Intermediaries Association of Kenya, which is an association for insurance brokers in this country. A warm welcome to you, Washington.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me this afternoon. It's a high time that we looked at what is happening right now in the industry, because there's quite a lot that has been going on with the COVID pandemic. There was so much that was going around regarding whether, for example, a pandemic calamity is covered under insurance. We need to look at all that and see how much.
Okay, thank you so much for those, just giving us an overview. Washington, before we look at the exact one-on-one financials, that's for Liberty, Britam, Sanlam, and Jubilee, maybe you can give us an overview. What has happened over the last 6 months? Is the sector getting better, or is the sector getting worse? Over to you, Washington.
Thanks so much. Now, it's been very, very tricky these almost 6 months that we've been under lockdown. Remember, what has been happening is that there's been very, very reduced economic activity. And insurance basically rides on the economic activity of a country. The more we have money circulating, the more people are feeling well off, the more even they are going to get involved with insurance. Insurance in this country is not a necessity, so to speak. In fact, there's a time I was telling some friends of mine that if insurance was not compulsory, that part was not compulsory, I don't know how many people would ever insure their cars, regardless of the danger they could be exposing themselves in. Now, looking at what has been happening because of the pandemic, the lockdown since March, we are in September now. It's not been very, very good for the insurance sector. And that is why you find even most results of insurance companies, they attribute the downturn, or they attribute the low economic activity because of the pandemic, and even the depressed results of insurance companies because of COVID-19. Everyone is talking about COVID-19 right now in the insurance industry. But we hope, we have a strong belief that the economy is going to bounce back, and with that, insurance is also going to bounce back, so to speak, to profitability. Because at the end of the day, if you do not have, like I keep on saying, if you do not have a strong and robust insurance sector, even the economy will not be much better.
Okay. All right, thank you for that, Washington. If we don't have a strong insurance sector, we won't have a strong economy. I mean, now that you're saying that people haven't been moving around, but we are getting to sort of a space where there is certainty in terms of COVID-19 and a likelihood that the restrictions that have currently been in place will possibly be lifted up in a month or two. Does this then become a positive trigger for your insurance business from where you stand? Back to you, Washington.
Yeah, thanks so much. It will definitely be a positive move for us, because, Bitha, you've got to that, like I was telling you, insurance right the success of the economy. And that is why you find the Kenyan economy is quite big compared to our neighbors. And even our insurance business is also big. But there's always something I keep on saying. As much as we expect growth because of the opening of the economy, there is a lot in the sector because I feel there's a lot that needs to be done. We don't feel like we've realized, or we don't feel like getting the proper, we haven't gotten there as far as insurance is concerned, because we feel the penetration of insurance, for example, if you look at it, it is not up to par. Well, we could argue it's better than most African countries. But why should we argue? Why should we look at ourselves according to how down people are? Why don't we set the bar as far as insurance is concerned with the people in South Africa that are way up there, where penetration of insurance is something like 15%? Why should we, our 2.7, 2.6% is anything to boast about just because the country is doing something like 0.1%? You know, there's a lot, and we feel insurance is so crucial. but and as much as Africans also have a form of insurance, like we said, insurance like we do, the one that is practiced formally, where you have companies even registering at the NSC, that is the thing that needs to be formalized in this country. Because really haven't gotten to the idea of insuring. You know, they would rather hold harambes when someone is sick. They would rather do a down. Like I've been involved in so many of these of late. I've been involved in so many harambes, rescuing people from burnt out houses. You know, there's a lot of awareness. Let me say, a lot of awareness needs to be done to the public for them to be able to take up insurance, for even us to see the gains out of insurance, you know? So that at the end of the day, even when they call, why can't you see insurance being taken up more? You know? Why can't we see? Because the biggest problem we have right now in the industry is the issue of confidence, you know? There are so many companies right now, as we speak, that I keep on complaining about. Companies are not bothered with paying claims, and I don't pay claims.
Okay.
Because it's business. There's no business opening its doors. You know, because insurance is all about, it's like having a bank that doesn't pay deposits. You go to collect your money, it doesn't give you back.
Yes.
There's no business for that bank being in business. The same thing with insurance companies. There are quite a number that need to be shut down, so to speak, because the more we keep on saying insurance companies don't pay, the more bit I can tell you, insurance will never succeed in this country.
Yes.
So it's a problem of regulation, so to speak.
Yes.
You know,
Yes, it is.
there's more. That's why I'm saying there's a lot that needs to be done in this country.
Okay.
So many people have suffered because of taking up insurance and saying, now I'm set. If I get an accident, I'm going to be compensated. Only for insurance companies to start coming up with stories. You know, you go to the regulator, same stories again. It's depressing. Let me say it's depressing.
Okay, I empathize with you. I mean, it's not been an easy time, and the last thing that you want is to be with somebody or have a business partner that cannot come through for you at the right time. Before we get into the one-on-ones in terms of the companies that have released financials, allow me to ask you one last question that's more generic, bird's eye view from where you sit. Washington, for the last 6 months, there has been a disruption on supply chains. And we've seen other industries now leveraging on technology, taking up technology as an enabler, technology as a way of doing business, technology as the underpinning driver for business performance and engagement with customers. Has this been the case for the insurance sector, or could it be the case, and what should we expect in terms of the interplay between insurance and technology? Washington, please give us some insights on this.
Technology is one of the mainstays of insurance companies. There's a lot. For example, right now, me as a chairman of Bima Intermediaries.
Okay. Washington, can you hear me? Okay. All right. We're waiting for Washington to come back on, but it's just a conversation of technology. So you can certainly appreciate the integration of technology and the media houses. And with anything new, there are always hurdles back and forth. But we seem to have Mr. Washington back. Washington, can you hear me? All right. I will test one more time. Washington, can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear.
Oh, fantastic. Sorry, we lost you there. I think the interplay had the word technology and it decided to come to play, but not to worry. Over to you in terms of technology and the relationship with the insurance sector.
In the insurance sector, I think that you're talking about insurance sector is going to aid in the uptake of insurance, is going to aid in timely payment of claims, is in better industry, so to speak, because I've just come from saying how a lot needs to be done in the insurance sector. And Bima Intermediaries Association of Kenya, of which I'm the chairman, in charge of over 10,000 insurance agents in Kenya, we commissioned one of these technology companies. It's actually called Bima App, that we believe has a lot of what we are looking for in terms of uptake of insurance, in terms of engaging new clients into the insurance, even having what we call proper claims processing issue. You know, you get a claim accident, but one of the reasons the company will be giving for not paying up a claim is that it didn't happen at the time that the insured is talking about. We have an app that takes photos or takes information and details about the accident in real time. No one can dispute about that. So technology is very, very good as far as insurance is concerned because of removing the gray areas. Also, the issue of, for example, integrating information between insurance companies. Insurance companies need to, well, they have come up with a motto app of integrating data such that because you have, of course, you always have crooks in a society. These people who will insure, will insure one item, for example, one car with the two insurance companies, which is actually illegal. So we have data that insurance companies are using, and they can identify if you insure a car twice at the same time. You insure with company A and company B at the same time. So that these people, what they do is that now it's they override what you call the principle of indemnity. You're not supposed to get rich by insurance, you know, but now they want to insure 2-3 companies, so that one car is compensated by 3 companies, so to speak. That technology is helping us get on top of that kind of those kind of problems. Technology is also helping us be able to put, you know, insurance. It's all about data. There's a lot of data in insurance. We need to have that data compressed into a single laptop, so to speak. You don't need to, I mean, so to commit, if there's a fire and not the documents get burnt, you'd wonder, we're in the 21st century and what were you doing? Not integrating data, you know? And you start telling people that they need to bring in receipts and stuff like that. It can be messy. But insurance is one of the things. Although, all I know is this: the insurance industry in Kenya is very, very slow in adapting technology. It's very, very slow. It takes years and years for them to do a thing. But we hope this thing is going to change, because you see, the pandemic, COVID-19 has really taught us a lot. It has taught us that things can be done virtually and life moves on. You know, it has taught us that you don't have to get to the office for you to work. It does not, I don't have to come to Metropole TV to do an interview. You know, we do that. It's all about technology. So that's where we are right now. The industry, we hope now, is going to move faster in adopting technology to be able to achieve its targets and the various steps that it needs to achieve.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Washington will take a short break. When we come back, we'll start then unpacking the results from Liberty, Britam, Sanlam, and Jubilee. We take a short break. See you in a few.